Standard walkers, the classics, the OGs, the reason Rick Grimes had to stab his way through half of Georgia. These walkers are your slow, groaning, brain-dead basics. They travel in hordes, smell like regret, and go full zombie mode the second they hear a twig snap. No intelligence, no strategy, just endless moaning and a love for human necks. Think of them as the background noise of the apocalypse. Always there, always hungry, and surprisingly good at ruining quiet moments. You don't run from them because they're fast. You run because there are hundreds of them, and because one bite means your life's now a countdown clock. Roamers. Before the show decided that walkers were just moving meat sacks, we had these guys. Roars, short for roaming original remnants, are walkers who actually remember stuff, not full conversations or their Netflix password, but enough to haunt your soul. We're talking little girl zombies picking up teddy bears, Morgan's wife walking back to their front door every day like she's checking the mail. It's not just creepy, it's tragic. These walkers aren't mindless. They're echoing. You only really see them in season 1 and 2, back when walkers still had mystery. Then AMC said, "Too weird," and they never showed up again. But fans never forgot. Smart walkers. You know that moment in season 11 when a walker climbs a wall and opens a door? That wasn't a glitch. That was a smart walker. These undead are thinking, or at least solving problems with spooky coordination. They've been spotted picking up rocks, climbing fences, and straight up outsmarting survivors.
What the fuck?
Lurkers, the sleepers, the fakers, the "are you dead or just resting?" Lurkers don't roam or moan, they lie there like roadkill, waiting. And the second you let your guard down, surprise, your lunch. Unlike the regular walkers, these ones don't move unless they absolutely have to. They're not lazy, they're starving. Too long without food and they just shut down like a phone on 1%, then reboot the second you step too close. Environmental walkers. Nature didn't reclaim them, it teamed up with them. Moss-covered faces, fungus-filled torsos. One even had wasps living inside it. Not terrifying at all. They're not faster or smarter, but they look like a nightmare Picasso. Some have roots growing out their eyes. Others are so waterlogged, you'd think they spent the last year marinating in a sewer. And yeah, they probably did. These walkers blend in, then bite. And by the time you realize that bush is breathing, it's already got your leg. Radiation walkers. Only Fear the Walking Dead would look at a zombie and say, "What if we made it radioactive?" They're toxic. Touch them, and you may as well have been at ground zero of Chernobyl, slowly cooked from the inside out. They glow with tumors, leak acid boil vibes, and kill you even after you kill them. Forget bites. Just stabbing one could contaminate your clothes, your weapons, and your week. Found mostly in the nuclear wasteland arc. Pet walkers. These are walkers, with the bite removed. Literally. No arms, no jaws, just shambling corpses on a leash, like undead golden retrievers. Michonne made it famous, but others figured it out too. If it can't bite, it can't fight. But the genius part? Camouflage. Surround yourself with a few pet walkers and suddenly, the rest of the herd thinks you're one of them. It's zombie perfume. Mask the smell of life with the smell of rot. Of course, you've got to disarm and demouth them first, which is gruesome. But hey, fashion is pain, and so is not getting eaten. Human-modified walkers. You thought walkers were scary before? Try fighting one with antlers, a metal faceplate, or literal spikes jammed into its shoulders. They're handcrafted horror, courtesy of post-apocalypse psychos. We've seen everything from taxidermy walkers rigged like scarecrows to armored ones in riot gear that you can't even stab in the head. And let's not forget embalmed zombies, preserved like museum wax figures by a Texas doomsday cult. Totally normal stuff. If walkers are weapons, these are custom builds. And yeah, they're usually designed by someone who 100% should not be trusted with a screwdriver. Protector walkers. Protector walkers are rare, creepy outliers seen in Tales of the Walking Dead. And they're not just killing to eat. They're killing to feed others. Like undead shepherds guiding a flesh-hungry flock. They scout ahead, find prey, take it down, and leave it behind for the herd. Not because they planned it, not because they're smart, just instinct, pack mentality, zombie delivery service. They look like any other walker, but act like the alpha of the group, and that's somehow more unsettling than one trying to eat you directly. Plague walkers. Imagine a regular walker, but with the flu. That's basically these guys. They showed up during the prison arc, coughing black goo out their eyes and ears, and single-handedly tanking Alexandria's immune system. You didn't even have to get bit. Just get too close, get a little blood or guts on you, and suddenly you're puking in a cell while Herschel desperately mixes elderberry tea or whatever. It was less zombie threat, more viral outbreak, and it nearly wiped the group out. They weren't stronger, they weren't smarter, but they were contagious as hell. And in the apocalypse, that's way worse. Burners, straight from France and straight out of a horror chem lab. Burners bleed acid. Touch their blood, breathe near a wound, or try to stab them up close, and your skin starts melting off like it's dipped in battery acid. It's not a metaphor. Daryl literally had to cauterize his arm after getting grazed. The only safe way to take these things out is from a distance, or by sacrificing your favorite shirt and most of your forearm. They're not fast, they're not smart, but they are walking biohazards, and they turn every fight into a chemical weapons disaster. Cohort/Runners. Introduced in World Beyond's post-credit scene and ramped up in Daryl Dixon, runners turn in seconds, sprint like Olympic athletes, and seem to remember who shot them. Yeah, memory, direction speed, aggression. Think of them as if 28 days later, zombies and your worst anxiety dream had a baby, and then gave it rabies. Also, possibly immune to headshots. One of them got shot, dropped, and got back up like, you done? These aren't walkers. These are predators. Hybrids. If a burner, a cohort, and a bad science experiment had a baby, it'd be this. Hybrids are chemically mutated superwalkers, cooked up in a shady French lab. They've got acidic blood, black eyes, super strength, and zero loyalty, even to other walkers. Some explode the second they mutate. Others become unkillable nightmares that sprint, roar, and decapitate other hybrids for fun. That's right. They don't just attack humans. They attack each other. Every single hybrid is unstable, unpredictable, and stronger than anything we've seen in the universe. And the worst part? The scientists called these ones prototypes. So yeah, it's only going to get worse. Walker King. One walker? Scary. 4 walkers fused together in a sweaty, sewer-borne mass of limbs, teeth, and nightmare juice? That's the Walker King. Born in the sewers of Manhattan during the chaos of Operation Cobalt, this monstrosity is what happens when extreme heat, high pressure, and a lot of dead bodies marinate for 15 years. It slithers. It swings extra arms. It has faces growing out of its back. It's not a walker. It's a zombie centipede of pain. Fighting it is like fighting a meat tornado. And yet somehow, Maggie does it. Barely. It's easily the most disgusting, overpowered thing in the franchise. And that's every walker variant in the Walking Dead universe, from brainless biters to French science projects with acid veins and gym memberships. If the next spin-off gives us flying zombies or ones that file taxes, honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even blink. Stay sharp, stay quiet, and if a corpse picks up a rock, just start running. And if you thought the zombies were weird, wait till you meet the people trying to survive them. From katana-wielding legends to guys who talk to ghost phones, we broke down every main character in The Walking Dead. The good, the bad, and the ones who absolutely should have stayed in the house.